Hey, what's going on everyone? Dennis here, EDC for Fun. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we've got a really cool auto from Kershaw. This is the Launch 19, and this is on loan to me from Lefty EDC and his pass around group. I was fortunate to get this one first out of the group because Lefty said the edge needed to be touched up after he used it a bunch, and I offered to go ahead and sharpen it, which I did. And I'll talk about the blade steel and the sharpening process a little bit later, what I thought about that. Before I do, just overall, I think this is a really cool looking knife. It's got a really cool design. It's got excellent ergonomics. And yeah, man, this thing just looks really, really cool. I wish they made it in a manual version. To be honest, if they do, I'm not aware of it. So go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I think a manual version of this would be super, super cool. I'm just not a big auto fan. I think they're cool, but they're just not for me. I like manual deployment much, much better. Of course, you can put the blade away one-handed on this guy, but you've got to be really careful because it's under tension. So just pay extra, attention when, using this guy. Now, it is super snappy. The deployment is very satisfying, and it's not too strong. It's not forceful where it's like jumping out of your hands when you try and deploy it. But like I said, when you go to put it away, it is under spring tension, so you do have to be careful with that. I think it's got a really cool look. Like I said, you've got a all aluminum backside on there, and then a two-tone. You've got a G10 brown and then a black aluminum bolster on the show side. So I think that looks cool. Along with the two-tone blade, you got a flat black finish on the flat, and then a belt satin, which looks really, really good on this knife. Yeah, look at that belt satin. That looks great. I think Kershaw did a really, really nice job. This knife, by the way, it is made in America, which a lot of people are going to be really happy about. And I think that's really cool too. For 160 bucks, made in the USA, or around 160 bucks, I guess, depends on which retailer you're looking at. I think this is a great deal. You do have some branding on the pocket clip there, but it's not painted on, it's stamped in there. So I actually think that looks cool. I'm not usually a big fan of billboarding, but I think that's actually done pretty decent. And the pocket clip in general is done pretty decent. It's on the smaller side. It's a loop over deep carry style. It's not recessed, but with this upsweep on there, it actually goes in and out of the pocket very nicely. If you have a thicker hem in your jeans, like tactical pants or work pants or something like that, you might get hung up a little bit, but so far I haven't really noticed an issue. One of the things I don't like about this is all the hardware. I think it's a bit much. You've got 3 screws back here, obviously 2 for the pocket clip there. And you flip it over, you've got these 2 screws here, this one here. But overall, it's just a really cool, really clean looking knife. It's about 7.5 inches overall, weighs about 3 ounces. It feels great in hand. It cuts really well, except for this groove here does sometimes catch material if you're not paying attention. So if you're choked up like this, it's not an issue. But if you're back here and you're slicing, sometimes if you slice too far, whatever you're cutting will get caught in there. So just something to be mindful of. The blade is really my favorite part of this knife. I think this clip point looks really, really cool. And even though this choil does catch material sometimes when you're slicing, I still like it. I like putting my finger there. It's very comfortable and it just feels very secure in hand. I've got a fresh edge on here. I didn't reprofile it. It's not my knife. Lefty just asked me to touch it up. And so I just went from like 400 to 800 grit and then hit it with a ceramic and a strop. And it came out really, really nice. It's super slicey. The CPM 154 was a pleasure to sharpen, very much like 154 CM. It is not, incredibly difficult to sharpen. Actually, it's quite easy. It takes a really, really nice edge. It's not going to have the best edge retention or be the toughest stuff out there, but it is really, really good. The difference, by the way, between CPM 154 and 154 CM is basically how they're made. So 154 CM uses the traditional process where they're melting and refining, filtering, and repeating that process over and over and removing the impurities. The CPM 154 is done through powder steel process, so it's a cleaner way to do it and takes away a lot more impurities, gives you basically a blade with a finer grain structure. So go ahead and compare this guy to the standards, the PM2, as well as the Para 3. And so you can see it is right between those two. I think it's a perfect size for EDC. And we'll also look at it next to the Kershaw Blur. So you can see it is just a hair smaller than the Blur. So yeah, that is the Kershaw Launch 19. And I'm really thankful that I was able to check this out. And I'm going to be passing this off to another YouTube channel for them to check out. So do me a favor, guys. If you haven't already, leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're not already. Other than that, have a fantastic day. God bless you guys. See ya.